Hey folks, well we're back from the Texas Cobra Club spring meet, and yep, so the truck right there, none the worse for wear. Just turned over 9,000 miles on it, and we did almost 1,900 miles in it last week. So yep, that was a good trip, and she did pretty well. Anyway, so hadn't really worked on the Daytona Gen 3 Coupe very much, obviously because I was gone, but came back Sunday night and did get a few parts in, and did more of the brakes and some other wiring and stuff. So let me turn this around, show you what we did today. We're going to finish up the fuel system, I think, and then we'll get the rest of the brakes in. Get those basically plumbed so we can start putting fluid in that, call the brake and fuel system complete. We're still waiting on the motor and the transmission, but let me turn it around so show you some stuff rather than me just talking. So hold on. All right, and here we go. So here's what we got. Let me move my phone, couple wrenches, little cleanup. Car's a little bit of a mess because I kind of been taking aluminum off and drilling a couple panels each night since I've been back, but overall we've got both the reservoirs are sitting there ready. We've got those plumbed into the foot box, and then they're plumbed into the master cylinders ready to go, and you can see the brake lines. And as I'm talking, here comes some more parts that we ordered. So stand by, let me go get those. Okay, yep, parts from Factory 5. Just something I needed for something else. Anyway, so we got both the front and rear brake lines. They're all plumbed in, and I don't know if you can see the lines in here. Let me go over to here. So yeah, I've got the brake line right there. I still have to put the ends on, and then I was missing the steel braided lines. I lost them. I'll admit it, I lost them. And then I've got the rears also done, and I've taken the rear panel off. It's all drilled, ready to go. We're gonna get this in this weekend once I get done with the fuel system, which is right there ready to go. So everything's pre-positioned, ready to go in. The brakes are getting coated and painted right here for the rear. The fronts are already done. They're installed, and yeah, should be a pretty good productive weekend. I'm hoping to have all of these panels all coated and back in the cockpit, hopefully all the way back and all the way through here on Sunday. So going to be lots of drilling, lots of coating, lots of silicone, urethane, all that stuff. We're trying to get that stuff all done and done. So I even started doing all the pass-throughs for the electrical, so that's done. So this will all get coated as well. I've got the emergency brake already set up. So those are just a couple things, 30-40 minutes each day during the week. Other than that, yeah, I'll do a couple updates at the end of the day, and then probably tomorrow, and we'll see what Sunday looks like. Definitely get something out before the end of the weekend. So yep, stay tuned. We're going to be moving quick again. All right, so we got the fuel lines all in, evap canister, fuel filter, emergency brake cables. Get some extra length here from the fuel lines, and everything else is all torqued down, ready to go. And we've got some of the panels in right now going in. A mess from, got the foot box passenger side going in, rugs in ahead of the air conditioning unit, which is right there, all tidied up. There's the back panels, and then if you're wondering, here's what it's got this coating we got on there, so it should be pretty solid. So the whole, anything that's outside will have this coating. and there's everything else just drying. So we're still moving. All right, hey folks, we are done. I'm gonna say done with week 2. I'm still gonna work on it tomorrow, but I wanted to get the video out today with all the stuff that we did. Steve came over, the owner of the car. He came over and helped a little bit today. He was here pretty much most of the time. I got a good 10 and a half hours done, and he was here for the better part of that. Helped me move some stuff around and sand and do some riveting, all sorts of fun stuff. But let me not talk about the car like you looking at me, but let's go look at the car itself. So let's turn this thing around. All right, let me back this up. So there's quite a bit done on the car. As you can see, I just put the carpet in there really just to see how it was going to go in. But I mean, it's all coated and everything, both sides. All the rivets are in. This whole panel, everything is, this is all in, secured for good. The side panels are in. I still have to secure a couple more places so they don't rattle. All the suspension is tight, torqued and down. Gas tank's all done. All the sensors are in. So the fuel sender, the fuel pump, all the fuel lines. You saw all that already. Like I said, everything's torqued. The only thing that's loose in here is the stuff for the alignment. And then something I noticed. I've seen this on a couple on the forum. These brackets I think are coming from Factory 5. This is probably the second or third one I've seen. These brackets right here are on the opposite sides, so this one needs to go on that side, that one goes on this side. So just FYI, if you get to that point in your build, don't drill into your body based on these locations. Look in the directions, they're on the wrong side. The other thing I did is I got all the aluminum, like I said, coated on the inside. You can see that's all coated. So I've got it all set up ready. I'll probably put these bottom panels all in tomorrow, and these side panels, and then probably that top panel. I'm going to leave all of this open for when the motor goes in. The emergency brake is actually functional now. All the brake lines are hooked up. The other thing I did was went ahead and started putting the AC in, and so everybody's tracking. You can put this in. I had the whole foot box done, and then I put the AC unit in, so it can be done that way as well. Let me put this back. The one thing that you probably ought to do before you put the AC in is I went ahead and did all the rug and everything in here, and I've got a rattle mat on top of this as well, so that's very deadened, so that looks good. And I did both sides, so that's all good, and I did everything in the back, so I think we're in good shape there. AC unit is in there nice and snug. I went ahead and coated back behind the radiator. This panel's coated, that panel's coated. You can see here's the view from the front with all that coating in there, so that looks really good. And then all you really see is those two lines going to the fuel pressure regulator. I still have to put the fuel pressure regulator gauge on there, but that's fine. I'll get to it. I just didn't want to break it when I put the motor in, so I'm just going to leave it off until then. All these suspension bolts right here, they're all done. I've got to tighten all of these still, but I'm going to tighten those as I'm doing the alignment, as well as tightening all the jam nuts the jam nuts for the steering and all that stuff. So that's all done. The closeouts on this side. So basically, I still have the other panel that goes right here for the pontoon that needs to get coated, both sides. And then I just realized I missed that edge. So I'm gonna have to touch this edge up on both sides. But all of this right here is all gonna get high gloss black base coat, clear coat, and same with the tops of those 2 foot boxes, and both of those will get tapped for like 1032 screws so that it was stainless, and then they can be removed for serviceability. All in all, not bad for basically week 2. Still waiting on the motor. I believe it's on a truck from Mike Forte finally, so that should be in. The box situation is dramatically reduced. There's the rug box that I had to break into for the foot box. But yeah, the box situation is quickly diminishing. That's all the spare aluminum, so I'm going to make another day and get those sprayed, the pieces in here sprayed. Of course, there's the doors, exhaust right here, and we get like headliner and some the radiator parts right here. We get rear hatch parts. So those, I mean, those are really small. I got gauges right here. I'll probably mess with those next week, and then some odds and ends, steering wheels over here, and then the power steering pump. I need to. Oh, and then the rest of the stuff for the AC compressor and all that stuff. So I'm going to get all that situated once the motor gets here, get that all on the motor, and yeah, we'll be in good shape. So yeah, it's looking real good. Still don't have to do the alignment. I'll probably do the alignment, you know, maybe probably right as I get the motor in, I think, and then hopefully if it comes in, the motor comes in this week, I'd like to get it started on Saturday, next week, Saturday or Sunday, depending on how things go. The motor, once it gets in, I'm not going to delay getting it into the car. It's pretty much going to go right from the pallet to the car. But it's ready for it right now. I just got to build up the motor mounts. But yeah, that's it. 2 weeks, really. Took the week off at Texas, and I'm going to be gone for a week at the end of the month as well. So, yep. Just walk around one more time. So, and if we had the master cylinder for the slave, for the clutch, we would have full brakes and get all the fluids in there. So it's looking pretty good though. Pretty happy with it all the way around. All the spacers in the back are torqued. Oh, so for the spacers, so on my car, this 335, I don't know if you can see right in here, there was a tube that goes basically right from here to here, and under high load, the tire right here would touch the that tube. And so what I did was I cut it out, and I've gusseted the chassis right here with these gussets. I hope you can see that maybe. So gusseted it right there, and then I removed that tube. So that should allow the tire to come up clear, you know, into here, which is good, especially with 2 people in the car. You know, the suspension does travel, and on my car I actually ended up notching that tube, but rather than notch it, I just removed it for this one, and I think that should do well. I talked to Factory 5, and with the gusseting, it should be fine. The only other option I could have done too, maybe, is to drop this one and maybe go down to here, but I think it's plenty strong enough as it is, and according to the Factory 5 folks, we're in good shape, so good enough. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this segment. Trying to keep them a little shorter, but if you got any comments, questions, or recommendations, or things you'd like to see or for me to go highlight, there's still time for me to pull stuff off and go look at. So, you know, if you want pictures or different videos or different portion, maybe even if you want some maybe action videos of the motor going in, just, you know, let me know. I'm definitely reading all the comments. So thanks again, and hope you enjoyed today, and hopefully we'll have a first start next week. Almost time to start painting. See you soon.